Have you been thinking about raising your rates, but you're not exactly sure how to move forward? Maybe you're worried that your clients are going to abandon you if you actually raise your rates. Don't worry, I've got you covered. We're going to be talking about how to raise your rates in this video. Hi, I'm Abby Ashley, and you've made it over here to my YouTube channel. I talk all about virtual assistants, so if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and click the bell to be notified every single time I go live with a new free training for you. Now, I've trained over 3,000 students on how to start, grow, and scale their virtual assistant businesses. And one of the biggest objections that I get from my students is that they're worried about how to raise their rates. They don't know how to scale their business because they're afraid they'll lose clients if they raise their prices. And let me just take a moment to say, I totally understand this. Raising your rates can be incredibly scary, and I exactly remember how it feels like. You feel like you're an imposter. Like, I proved myself at this place. I proved that I can be a good virtual assistant, and now I'm raising my rates and it feels like I have to prove myself all over again. What if people don't accept me at that rate? What if people don't think that my skills are worth it? What if people don't think that I'm worth it? That's incredibly scary, and I get that. So let's just talk about it. How do we get through this? Step number one is to be reasonable with your increase. If you've been charging your client $20 an hour, maybe don't jump straight to $50 an hour with that existing client. That can be incredibly difficult for your clients to wrap their brain around if you're doing the exact same service, but for double the price, right? That's why we talk about incremental pricing. You raise your rate little by little over time. So maybe instead of going from 25 to 50, you can go from 25 to 30, stick with that for a few months, and then gradually raise them again. Step number two, give your clients advance notice. You don't want to say, hey, I'm raising my rates effective tomorrow. No, let them know, hey, over the next 15, 30 days, I'm going to be raising my rates. Here's what that rate will be. Let them know why it's a benefit to them and why you're doing the rate increase, right? And definitely check your contract. This is super important as well. You want your contract to say when and how you can raise your rates, and make sure that you understand your contract so that you're not breaching it in any way by raising your rates too soon. Step number three, I recommend doing this conversation in an actual either phone call or video call. And in that conversation, remind them of the accomplishments that you've already had working with them. Write down a list of the things that you guys have accomplished together, how much their social media has grown, or what projects you've already completed for them. Let them know and share some wins and how much you've loved working on those projects with them and how much you want to continue working together in the future. Step number four, in this conversation, you want to talk about how raising your rates is actually going to benefit them. By raising your rates, you can actually work with less clients and work with them very well, right? So instead of having to manage multiple clients, you can actually work specifically with just a few clients. And that's a great way to position this raising of your rates with your clients. Keeping your conversation focused on the client more than being focused on yourself is always a good thing to do in these conversations. Remind them that by raising your rates, you're going to be able to have more education for yourself. You're going to have more finances to expand the skills that you have, the packages that you're going to be able to offer to maybe expand your team so you can get projects done faster. There's a lot of reasons behind why raising your rates can be a benefit to the client. And so if you feel like you need to, it's totally okay to talk to them about some of those things. Before we go to step number five, I want to know from you, what is the scariest thing about raising your rates? Sometimes just getting it out in the open is the best thing that you can do to conquer that fear. So let me know in the comments, what is scary to you about raising your rates? Step number 5 is to be confident. Now, if you're at the point where you're already raising your rates, you already know the importance of confidence. Whenever you come into a phone conversation or a video conversation and you're smiling and you have confidence and you're not shying back like, oh, okay, well, I'm thinking about raising my rates. No, be confident and really portray why this is a benefit, not only to you, but to the client as well. It's really gonna help you. Now, I wanna make one last note because because I feel like we just need to be real here. Anytime that you raise your rates, the reality is that you are risking losing a client. That's just the fact. Some clients will not be able to pay that bigger rate. But if you have a bigger picture for your vision, if you know how to market really, really well, then it's okay. Knowing that a client that can only pay you $20 an hour that you have to let go of so that you can make room for a client that can pay you $30, $40, $50 an hour, that's part of business, and it's okay to go through that journey. So just know, if you're raising your rates and if you're scared about losing those clients, know internally, hey, I have the confidence, I know how to market, and I know how to go out and get more clients at my higher rate. Hey, if you're watching these videos because you're binge watching virtual assistants and all things about it, but you haven't actually started your business yet, you should check out my virtual assistant checklist and starter kit. It's a step-by-step checklist for launching your business from scratch. Just go to thevirtualsavvy.com/checklist. All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. It's been fun hanging out with y'all, and you know what we do here? We beatbox it out. Yeah.